Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you've all been keeping well and safe this week. This week has been crazy in the world. So many things have happened, but you know what? We're going to keep on being positive. If you're not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you're notified every single time we post a new video. So this week we're going to be speaking about Banker Cuckoo, the brand, where we started, why I even chose textiles, and most importantly, our plan after the pandemic. So I started working in fashion and lifestyle whilst I was in uni. I did a series of internships which really gave me the inspiration behind my brand, and also it gave me a lot of experience. After graduating from university, actually it was during my final year, I had a mentor, and my mentor was really critical to my future within the fashion, textile and lifestyle industry. My mentor was Duro Olowu, and he really brought out a side of me that I didn't know, and he gave me so much experience and so much insight into the industry. My first job after graduating from Chelsea College of Art and Design was with Jasmine de Milo, which was owned by Mohammed Al Fayed's daughter, the owner of Harrods at the time. She had a women's line, and we dressed celebrities such as Rihanna. Whilst working for Jasmine de Milo, I was doing some freelance work for Duro and a few other Nigerian fashion designers, such as Lisa Folawiyo, who at the time was known as Jewel by Lisa. And at the same time, I was starting to get inspired by the work I was doing on this side, and I started to put together a little capsule collection of woven scarves. At university, I actually specialized in woven textiles and printed textiles. So it was like I was starting to delve into what I guess was a brand, but I didn't mentally think, well, today I'm starting my own business, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. It kind of just evolved over time. Duro was kind enough to take my scarves with him to sell in Paris during the fashion week, and I got a number of stockists, which was amazing. I continued freelancing, I continued with my 9 to 5, but over time I just couldn't balance the two. So I stopped working at Jasmine de Milo and I started working full-time, I guess, for my brand. Although at the same time, I still didn't think of it as my brand. I was just doing the stuff on the side. I was doing my freelancing. I was weaving my scarves. And after a while, I decided to do a business course with the Princess Trust, which is a community in the UK which supports youths. And they do business training, they teach you about tax returns and setting up a business. And I found that really insightful. Still, things were just not coming together. I started to ask myself, who am I? Am I a textile designer? Am I a fashion designer? Am I an interior designer? And I think I really struggled with that for a long time, trying to identify what I was actually giving out to my audience. Over time, my print design really took over, because at the time, print was really starting to become big. It was much cheaper than woven textiles. It was less strenuous and less capital intensive. It was just where the industry was moving. So I really focused on that part of my talent. So at this time, I had slowed down on my woven scarves because I was literally weaving in my house in London. I was dyeing yarns, I was threading up looms. It was just too much physical work. And at the time, I just couldn't also afford any further assistance. So I really pushed on with my bespoke prints, designing prints, helping designers manufacture prints, introducing them to manufacturers, and really pushing my African aesthetics as well. It was a time where I could also do so much research. I continued this. Eventually, I opened up my studio in London. I had interns and assistants that were helping me. And then because I was designing so much for fashion designers, it felt a bit uncomfortable bringing out my own fashion line. So with my interior design experience, I moved towards interiors. I had a line of soft furnishing. I had cushions and lampshades and other soft furnishing pieces. Eventually, I was designing for myself, which is completely different when you're freelancing and designing for other brands. It was my own inspiration, and it was my take on what African textiles is. It was African textiles designed by an African. I continued the brand. I continued Banker Cuckoo as a lifestyle brand. I continued designing for the fashion brands. And then it got to a point where I was moving back to Nigeria. I got married. My husband is Nigerian. He lived in Nigeria. It got to a point where I moved back to Nigeria. And when I moved back to Nigeria, I felt completely out of my depth. Everything I knew was like gone overnight. Well, so I thought. I was still doing the wholesale business. I was communicating with my customer. I was doing B2B, so that business to business. So my customer was the department stores, the boutique stores, the boutique hotel. I did some boutique hotel stuff. I would design cushions and stuff for boutique hotels. I did one in Oxford, England. I did one in Nigeria. So I was still communicating, but I did not have physical contact with my clients, which I did not like. It was just like, it was too far away. I was in Nigeria, my manufacturers were not in Nigeria, my customers are outside Nigeria. It just did not connect. So I set myself on a challenge. I worked for a friend of mine for a couple of months. She has a children's wear line, and that was really my first experience in working in Nigeria. It was interesting. I communicated well with my colleagues. I understood business in Nigeria, not even the fashion business, just business in Nigeria, how a business operates, how you communicate with your colleagues. I got an insight into this, and it was really, really beneficial for me. So again, I went back and I was like, okay, well, I have really learnt again, but I don't see myself working for another business. I really want to continue my mission, which was to keep pushing on this African aesthetic, pushing it in different ways, whether it's lifestyle, whether it was fashion. And I started, I had the odd customer in Nigeria. I would go to her house, show her my cushions, show her my scarves, and she's like, this is awesome, should buy. And then one of my customers was just like, why don't you do like kaftans? Because if you did kaftans in these prints, I would 100% buy them. So I was like, okay, well, I could try. So I printed a bit of fabric, made a kaftan. She absolutely loved it. She showed it to her friends, and I was just like, then the whole like pajama trend started to like happen, and it just started to make sense for the first time. Then I was just kind of like, I need somewhere I can work from, somewhere I can showcase. So I found a space in Ikoyi, which is where my shop is now, number 2 Alexander, was selling scarves, cushions, and then I invented my little pouch bag, which was beaded. Little things started to come together. Last year, 2019 June, I had formed my first capsule collection of pajamas, kaftans. We did the classic kaftan, which was just a nice, elegant drape. We did the fitted kaftan, which was more fitted, and then we did the pajamas. So in 2019, April, I launched my first fashion collection in Nigeria. And it was just the most satisfying feeling. I started to feel like everything was coming together. Now the business was generating money. I could afford to hire a few people to help me. Production was a huge issue for me because I was sourcing my production from outside Nigeria at first, which was crazy expensive. So again, took another step back. Let's revise production. I managed to get a team of tailors, a very small team. We have 3 tailors, 2 beaders. We now have a production manager. We have a design assistant. We have an accountant. And finally, I feel satisfied. And we are really producing outstanding quality work out of Nigeria, which is amazing. And I'm so excited for the future of my brand. And I'm excited for the amazing pieces we're going to be able to create in Nigeria. And hopefully we'll be able to export the product. My factories outside of Nigeria were sending me messages that, coronavirus, we're going to have to close down. And at the time I was like, this coronavirus, really? And then suddenly, like, everything just like went so fast. I remember customers coming in, were talking about it. I remember a customer saying, and black people don't get it. Have you ever heard of a black person dying of coronavirus? And I was just like, well, maybe it's true. Maybe you know, the heat is killing the virus. Next thing, coronavirus was in Nigeria. The government was telling us to shut down. And I just remember thinking, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? How are we going to sell? It was like a nightmare. Overnight, we had to shut down the business. Like, this is the business that I have known for 1 year. I was just getting comfortable. I was getting into my element. We had a store, we had customers, we just started to get consistent traffic into the store. And everything we knew was overnight. From the patterns I had seen happening in the other countries that I worked directly with, manufacturing, Italy, the UK, like, I started to see a pattern. I started to see the businesses were shutting down, and people, the lucky ones who were online, were the ones who were selling. So 2 days before they announced the lockdown, I was just like, guys, we need to get this. We need to get our website on. We need to get online. So 2 days before the official lockdown, we shot every single item we had to sell. We did it was manic. The shoot was so fast. I didn't even think we could shoot that amount of clothing in the 2 days. And I don't even think we did it in 1 day. We had 1 day, 24 hours. We shot bags, dresses, scarves, everything. We just shot everything. And within 2 weeks, we were online. But I think how I have managed to keep going, we actually have a very strong team. And I think we're able to keep each other motivated. We've had WhatsApp calls, Zoom calls. The website has been amazing. Social media has been like vital. It's been so amazing. We've been able to strategize together as a team. We've been able to launch new product lines. We've been able to reach out to different parts of the world. Parts of the world I didn't even know would understand my product and understand my message. We've been able to ship using DHL. Shout out to DHL. DHL has been so amazing to us during this pandemic. And you know, fashion as a whole, I think has decided to change. I think it was changing anyway, but I think coronavirus just accelerated this change. We hear about Gucci now announcing they're going to have 2 seasons a year. I think Gucci probably have been wanting this for a long time, but coronavirus was a great time to share it with the world. I know for us, we do 1 full season, 1 new season a year, but throughout the year we drop new prints and new styles. But in terms of a huge like seasonal change, it's just 1 a year, which we do around October, which is around like the Lagos Fashion Week design, like the design period in Lagos. So moving forward, with life after the pandemic, which we don't know when it's going to be, but from now till then, we're going to continue with how we are. And after the pandemic, we're still going to keep on pushing our online platform. But I, as a designer, I also think the brand as a designer, we care so much about our customers and we crave interaction physically. I don't think I'm ready for the change in that models are going to be replaced by these virtual things that we put our clothes on digitally. I don't think that's going to happen. I hope that's not going to happen, because there's nothing like a great model with a great outfit and amazingly talented photographer. I just cannot discredit that. And even with CGI, which is, I think, the technology they use to do all these like holograms, or I don't even know what to call it. We hope someone comes up with a vaccination soon so we go back to enjoying human interaction. That brings us to the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, click on the subscribe button below, and don't forget to click on the notification bell so you're notified every single time we post a new video. Don't forget to social distance, and most importantly, just stay safe. Have an amazing week ahead. See you next time. Bye.